on stamp number 3 from the Modern Folk Art set. So I am going to grab stamp number 3 here, and I'm gonna do that light minty greenish color. Whoop. I wanna put that on its own layer. So in the layers panel, I'm gonna click add a layer. Now I've got that on its own layer. You can adjust the angle if you like by using the arrow tool in that little green dot. So now I want to color for those darker teal petals. I want to color right on this today. So I am going to tap my layer and then click Alpha Lock. I'm going to grab a darker shade of the same color and my monoline brush. And now what I want to do is color those in so that they look like they're petals that are behind these front 3. So I just kind of want to make that front petal look like a teardrop shape. And then for this one, again, the front petal is the one we want to look more like a teardrop. So you can 2-finger tap to undo and play with it until you're happy, and then you can drag and drop that color. You can see that filled my whole shape. So what I need to do, drag and drop, and then hold my pencil until it, can you see how it adjusts? And my color drop threshold up here is changing. So I need to do that until, oop, now I'm off the page. Until it only fills what I want it to fill. Now, sometimes when you do that, you'll still have some little lines you need to go in and touch up, but it's easier than coloring the whole thing usually. And I need to touch that up, but we'll do that in a second. So we want to do our other side here. Make it, again, look kind of like a teardrop shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. That one we want to look also like a teardrop. So our front 3 petals are the ones that look like teardrops. Touch up those little lines. And now let's say, I don't like how that overlapped too much. So I'm gonna tap my color picker, this little square right here, and then I can select the color that I want. So I can go back to that color really quickly, and then I can just touch it up manually. And I really want this petal to come all the way to the bottom, I think. Actually, I didn't do that on the first stamp, so we'll leave it. And that one overlapped a little, so we'll just touch that up. Okay, good to go with that. Now, let's add a new layer, grab a yellow color, and we still have our monoline brush, so that's perfect. And we'll create a teardrop shape, another teardrop shape. I'm gonna zoom in here. Got a little overzealous, so I'm gonna grab my eraser and just smooth out that line. And now I can fill that. Then we'll grab white and just make 3 little dots as simple decor. Now I'm gonna grab a dark pink and a stamp heart. You could draw the heart if you want, that's fine too. I'm just gonna grab a stamp to make it easy. So I'm gonna use stamp heart 3. Again, a new layer. It's okay that it stamps bigger because I'm gonna grab this little magic wand tool here, circle my heart, make sure I'm on uniform, and shrink my heart down to size so that it fits nicely on my petal here. So again, you could draw your heart or you could use the stamp tool in any of those hearts. Now I want a heart on this side too, so instead of restamping, I'm just gonna swipe left and duplicate, and then adjust that heart and move him into place. Okay, good. Now we can go ahead and stay on the same layer with this color. Grab monoline, I'm gonna make my dots a little bigger, and then just do 4 dots above each of the darker teal leaves. And then all we need to do is add a stem. So I'm going to add a layer beneath my main flower, grab this dark tealish, almost navy color, and then add my stem. And as I showed you yesterday, you can swipe left on every layer, group it, rename your flower as flower 3, and then I'm going to duplicate that, turn that off, drag it to the bottom so I always have a copy that I can go back and edit, but then I'm going to tap and flatten my main floral. So now I can duplicate him. I could come down and flip it so it goes the other way, make the size smaller. And you can see as you do that, how you can really start to add these to your piece and use the same flower over and over again without really having to redo them every time. So that's really a fun option. If you notice in a lot of my pieces, I am not using 30 different flowers. Here I've got those three main, those three main. That was the stamp 2 that we did yesterday. This is the one we worked on today. And you can always adjust them. You can see I did something different that time. That might be another day's flower actually. But on this piece, I used 3 of the same flower. You don't have to get super fancy to create a really cute piece. This is a similar piece I did. This was using my tropical stamp set. So I did a modern folk art style with tropical. And then when you really go in and start adding details to your letters, it all comes together as this cute folk artsy piece. And you can use the stamps on your letters as well. And those are some of the vines from the stamp set. And that just has those 4 main flowers other than these little tiny ones. So don't feel like you have to do something super complicated as you're getting started. Take your one flower and use it to your advantage by resizing it and adjusting the angle and using it in maybe a drop cap or just a simple floral piece even. I will see you tomorrow with stamp 4.